My parents tried to give my inheritance to their favorite daughter, but my grandparents had a surprising twist in store. Growing up, it was always obvious that my parents loved my older sister Ashley more than me. She was the golden child who could do no wrong. Straight A's, captain of the volleyball team, dated the quarterback, the whole perfect daughter package. I was just the backup kid, the one they had because they wanted two children but didn't really know what to do with. My mom would introduce Ashley as her daughter and me as her other daughter, like I needed a qualifier. When Ashley got into college, my parents threw her this huge graduation party with a catered dinner and invited like 80 people. When I graduated 2 years later, we went to Olive Garden with just my aunt. That's when I should have known what was coming. My grandparents on my dad's side were loaded. Grandpa owned a chain of hardware stores across 3 states before he retired. Grandma came from old money. They had this beautiful house on 10 acres with a pond and everything. Growing up, I spent every summer there helping Grandma in her garden and learning woodworking from Grandpa. Ashley visited maybe twice because she was too busy with her friends. Grandma always said I reminded her of herself when she was young. Curious, hardworking, didn't care about being popular. Ashley reminded her of those mean girls from her high school who made fun of her clothes. When I turned 23, Grandpa died. It was sudden, a heart attack while he was fishing at the pond. The funeral was massive because everyone in town knew him. At the reading of the will 2 weeks later, my whole family gathered at the lawyer's office. My parents sat up front with Ashley right next to them. I was in the back corner like always. The lawyer started reading through everything. The house and property went to my dad, which made sense since he was the only child. Various charities got donations. Then came the personal inheritance part. The lawyer said Grandpa had left specific instructions about his savings and investments, which totaled around $800,000. My mom literally gasped. My parents had always assumed they'd inherit everything and split it between me and Ashley, but that's not what happened. The lawyer read that Grandpa was leaving $50,000 to Ashley for her education and future. That was it. My parents looked confused, but not too worried yet. Then the lawyer said the remaining $750,000 was going to me. The room went completely silent. My dad stood up and said there must be a mistake. Ashley started crying immediately. Not sad crying, angry crying. My mom demanded to see the paperwork because there was no way Grandpa meant to do that. But the lawyer showed them everything. It was all legal, notarized, updated just 6 months before Grandpa died. He'd left me the vast majority of his money. There was even a letter attached that the lawyer read out loud. Grandpa wrote that he watched me grow up into someone who valued family and hard work over status and appearance. He said Ashley was smart and capable but never made time for the people who mattered. He wanted his money to go to the grandchild who actually cared about him as a person, not just as a wallet. That letter destroyed my parents. My dad's face turned red and he started yelling about how this would tear the family apart. My mom said it wasn't fair because Ashley had expenses and a lifestyle to maintain. Ashley just kept screaming that I manipulated Grandpa into changing his will. The lawyer calmly explained that Grandpa was of completely sound mind and that multiple witnesses had verified his intentions. He'd even included a clause that if anyone contested the will, they'd lose their inheritance entirely. My parents knew they couldn't risk losing the house and the $50,000 for Ashley, so they just sat there fuming. After the meeting, my parents didn't speak to me for 3 months. Ashley blocked me on everything. They tried to convince me to split the money evenly with Ashley because that's what family does. I said no. Grandpa made his choice for a reason. My mom said I was being selfish and cruel, that I was destroying our family over money. But here's the thing, they'd been treating me like I didn't matter my entire life. Now that I had something they wanted, suddenly I was supposed to care about family. I used part of the money to pay off my student loans and buy a small house. Put the rest in investments like Grandpa taught me. Ashley had to get a real job for the first time in her life because my parents couldn't afford to support her anymore. Last month, my dad finally called me. Said maybe Grandpa knew what he was doing after all. That Ashley had been borrowing money from them for years and never paying it back. My mom still won't talk to me though. She sends cards to Ashley's kids but hasn't acknowledged mine exist. I visit Grandma every week and we work in her garden together. She told me Grandpa knew exactly what he was doing. He'd watched my parents favor Ashley our whole lives and wanted to make sure I was taken care of. Said the money wasn't about picking favorites, it was about rewarding loyalty.